Hello everybody, Iain Robson here, and welcome to another edition of Hard Working. Alright, so it seems like people wanted to see a little bit more of this map, so I am here on the map again. As you can see, I have these two Hurleman tractors. Just going to go ahead and sell both of these right now. Yes and yes. So now we have $47,000. We currently also have two of these guys with 150 horsepower, or 143 I should say, more specifically. So we have two of these as well. We could theoretically sell one of them as well. Let's see, what do we have in terms of forestry mods? Because this is going to be a very forestry centric map. I don't think we have much of a choice in this context. Yeah, even the lowest one is $260,000. We don't have anything powerful enough for that either. Can we borrow money? We could borrow another $50,000. Oops. So we could get $100,000, but it's still not exactly enough. So maybe if we sell this guy too, we'll be able to get a big tractor. Maybe, possibly. One thing we do need, this for sure, is we definitely need a tractor capable of using some of the equipment we want to use, which in this case of course means a relatively powerful tractor. So ideally what I'd like to get is one of the mountain goats, because they're pretty chill, but I don't know if we're gonna have that possibility. As you can see, I have that guy working away there doing his thing. Yeah, I guess we'll just drive around. So what we're going to try and do is going to try and take care of some of these trees here. It'll do two things for us. It'll A, give us a bit of money, and B, it will give us the opportunity to buy the field as well. I suppose we could just rent a buffalo as well, or not a buffalo, what do they call them, a scorpion king. We could potentially just rent that as well. That's a possibility, and we could use that in, that could be something we could do. That could work. I don't know. Do we have anything that... I don't think I picked up anything that will help with... That's just a regular one. I don't know. Obviously I didn't pick up anything that would help with picking up the logs. Perhaps I should have. No. So maybe I'll have to look into that as well. Because I know there are some implements that can help you with the log side of things, but we don't have any of them yet. So what we'll have to do is we'll have to take out, I think what we might do is, I don't know, it's hard to say really. I don't do much logging. Technically I could just grab a chainsaw and start hacking these things down, and then use a chainsaw with the chipper on the front. That could be one way to do it, I suppose. That's probably the quickest way to do it, if I'm honest with myself here, because if I were to go and put them into, the problem is picking up the trees would be the real big problem for me. Not necessarily cutting them down, but picking them up would be the annoying part. I don't know, it's probably has changed a little bit since I did it last, but as far as I know, can I return things there? Probably not. Let's just take a quick little peek over here. This must be where you get yep, it is indeed where you get trees from. I thought so. Anyhow, just wanted to check that out. So we're gonna head down to the shop just south of us here, and we're gonna go ahead and sell this tractor as well. Might as well. We'll get a little bit more money. Right now we only really need one tractor. We just need, technically we just need something that will pick up. Now they'll be able to pick up the trees. That's really all we need at this point in time. But I don't think this is going to give us enough money either. But we're going to find out in a second here. Alright, let's see. Okay, there we go. That gives us only 30,000. So yeah, we only have 80,000 right now, so we're still missing quite a large chunk of change still. Technically I could, after this is finished, I could sell this and just rent a combine every time, which might be a bit better in this scenario. How much is this even worth? 50,000. So could do that technically. That could be a possibility to work on. So let's just see. Actually, we could get a skid steer, but that would be only useful for skid steer stuff. Could use that, I guess. Not looking forward to that. Buffalo. See, I don't know. In the end, it seems like the best choice might actually be to run around with a chipper on the front of a tractor. But in that case, we do need a fairly powerful tractor. So I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the deal is yet. So let's put this guy. Oh, he's already in group 2. Never mind. So this guy's currently doing his thing. Excellent. So yeah, the funny thing is, I don't know if people noticed this, but I mentioned this last time. But you actually do take out the grass when you drive over it when you are driving. So like that's me recording the course, obviously. But you actually do cultivate the grass a little bit when you are driving, which is kind of funny. So maybe we should start by taking out these trees over here. That might be the best thing to do. And then take out the trees, and then I don't know, do we have any? It does come with something. I don't know how they change the I don't know how they change certain things. I haven't done much forestry because you have this, and I don't think I have. I really haven't picked up many forestry things yet because I just have these and that, and that's what I use for the chipper basically. So I could technically get this. I'm gonna need something like that eventually too. I'm not sure how to go about this actually, because we know we need to cut the trees down, and we know we need to. And we know we need to take care of the wood somehow. I don't know if people would appreciate me going at it with the chipper. Maybe what I'll do is I'll do some without the chipper, and then maybe I'll do some with after the fact. I think that's what I'll do. So if that's the case, let's go ahead and grab ourselves a chainsaw because we're going to need that. Or do we want to rent a... You know what? Let's have some fun. Let's just rent a Scorpion King. We can do that. Let's see. Let's rent it for, I don't know, 4 hours maybe. It's $5,000 for 4 hours. We should be able to make that back in. We should be able to make that back in the same time. All right. Let's ask them to deliver that, please. And perfect. So what we're going to do first is we're going to take out the little section that's on the other side of our field, because then we can expand our field and make some more money that way. And I haven't used this thing since the update actually, because they actually allowed it to be able to make larger pieces. I think now 8 is the largest. So what we're going to do is going to take out a few of these. Let's go ahead and just zoom out here a little bit. Or go in cut. It's funny, I haven't used this thing at all. Or very little bit. I have no idea what the best way to do this is. We're just going to go with this. 8 meters, that's pretty huge. It doesn't seem like much, but really? Oh, okay. I guess that's not terrible. As you can see, you can tell how much forestry I've done based on what how I'm reacting to these things. Because it's like, oh, look at that. I'm like, oh, that's how that thing works? Apparently, yes. Alright, perfect. Yeah, this is kind of funny. I like the change they made with 8 meters, because that makes a big difference. Because now it's not so terrible to deal with to deal with all the smaller pieces. So you only have fewer pieces, but they're bigger, of course. So there we go. I'll just pull that over there. Excellent. That's a huge tree. Holy smokes. Let's back up. I don't know why I'm using my keyboard. I just realized that. I'm like, why am I using my keyboard? That makes no sense at all. I think it's because I have to hit the X key. That's what it is. It's throwing me off. So it's making me be like, oh yeah, I should use that. And then move forward with the X key too. Or move forward with the keyboard as well. I don't know. It's really strange. But apparently they did fix the... That was a huge tree. They did fix some of the stuff associated with forestry, as far as I know at least. I have not done much forestry. The person you're looking for forestry related stuff is definitely Frito-Lay's off the top of my head. I think Mr. Moose does it too. I think it's Mr. Moose. Am I not lined up there? Apparently not. There we go. I don't know where the pile is. No, it's back there. It's funny, what was happening before, actually, was it actually run into problems with the tree falling out. When you try to pull around, it's not meant for this, mind you, but you would think that it would just keep holding on to the tree, and it actually did, kind of, but now it's better than it was before, because before you couldn't even do that. I wonder if I can rotate the tree. No, I didn't think so. That's too much to ask, basically. Alright, so let's swing it around here. Oh, that works out well. But yeah, they've actually made some pretty good changes from what it seems like to forestry. From what I can tell, at least. Based on how much forestry I've done, and you guys would know how much forestry I've done, which is not very much. Some people love it, though. Some people love it. Apparently, having a joystick really makes a world of difference when you're doing forestry stuff. So I've been told by more than one person, at least. And it makes sense, though, because it's a lot more fluid action. You don't have to worry about how delicate the movements are, I guess, and stuff like that. So in that regards, that makes a lot of sense. I don't know if there's still a bug. There used to be like a weird scenario where if you had too many trees cut all at the same time, you'd run into problems, but I don't know if that still exists or not. I'm guessing it does, because it's Giants, and Giants does stuff like that, but I don't know for sure. Actually. So strangely enough, Canada is actually pretty big. One of the big exports we have here is actually forest-related stuff, forestry, wood, let's say, which is kind of interesting because depending where you are, so for example, Hitman, he's out west of me, and out west they do a lot more forestry, depending which province you're in. Like, they do a lot of forestry in Ontario and Quebec as well, actually. In Quebec, there's quite a bit of forest-related stuff, forest-related industry there. So, for example, you do have quite a bit of paper pulp mills there. You do have quite a bit of just straight-up forestry as well. Really? I'm doing a terrible job just trying to get this positioned the way I want it to. There we go. But there is quite a bit of forestry in Canada altogether. Like, it's pretty crazy when you think about it. Although I'm sure what probably happens is, I don't know if there's actually a lot of processing done here in Canada. Oh, look at that. Didn't even use the last little piece. I'm not sure how much processing is done here in Canada. I'm assuming, I hope it's a lot, but often what happens is we export the raw materials, and then when we export the raw materials, it's the price we sell it for versus the price that gets sold back to us is really different, so not always the most helpful thing for us specifically. So, which is a bit unfortunate, but that's the way the economy is run sometimes. So we can't make these choices for ourselves. It'd be nice if we could, because then we wouldn't have to worry about these things quite as much, but of course it doesn't work that way all the time. Now I'm going to have to be able to pick these up somehow. That's going to be the interesting part. Although we're making pretty good headway. This is probably faster than me cutting it with a chainsaw, actually. So we are going to deal with... there we go. We are going to... really? I totally hit cut and it didn't do anything. There we go. We are going to deal with these like with a semi or something like that. We'll see how it works. We'll help probably rent it, mind you, but that's fine. I'm definitely tearing apart the grass around this area too, which makes sense because that would actually happen in real life, right? As opposed to what it used to be like. But I don't know. For this little section, they probably wouldn't use this piece of machinery, but that's fine. This makes my life a bit easier, and I don't get to use this very often, so I can dig it. What I will have to do is try and take a look for a couple good forestry-related mods that work for my particular style at the moment. I'm sure I'll be able to find some. I've seen a few that are not too bad, so it'll work out for me, I think. Probably could go back even further. And then I think what we'll actually do is we'll bust out the JCB, actually. The JCB front loader, because I have not used that thing much at all. And it's a pretty cool little front loader, actually. But I haven't got a chance to... just haven't used it much yet. There we go. Go forward. Or line up properly first. That always helps. There we go. A little bit of a magic tree that decides to come towards our cutter here. Excellent. This is the most now that I think about it, this is probably the most forestry I've done since release of this game. No, maybe not the most, but I do. I did do quite a bit on the newbie farm, but that was just to get rid of it, basically. I don't know how many more trees I can do safely. I don't know how that works, because if you, I don't know if you save the game without dealing with the trees. I'm not sure how that will, how well that will actually work. To be honest with you, I like to think it'd be fine, but I have a sneaky suspicion it's probably not. There we go. Other way. Now, I don't know how they actually do this in real life. I'd be curious to see if they probably don't drag it around like I am doing here. They probably just cut it where it is, I suspect. Excellent. Lift it up a little bit higher. Just smash it all over the the vehicle. It's a great idea, yeah. But I do like how they changed it so the little small pieces now don't get they just disappear, basically, which is nice. Because the problem you often ran into was the fact that you had this little tiny piece of wood, and you had to try and pick it up, which was like the worst part ever, for me at least. So, all right. So that's probably a good chunk for the time being. Let's just turn this off. And we need a trailer. Let's just see. Do I have any forestry trailers? I didn't think so. So it looks like I would use in-game equipment. I don't know if they changed that, because the problem you ran into with this trailer, for example, was the fact that it would be to try and get this the front loader in the appropriate place was a nightmare. That's 17,000. We could actually buy it technically, but we don't. Could we buy it? I don't think we could buy a truck too. That'd be a little too easy. Actually, let's take a look at that. We probably could. Do we have a truck? A cheap truck? Yeah, yes, technically we have that one. This one could probably work too. It's a Russian truck. I don't know where. Actually, let me just check. I don't know where this is supposed to be set. I don't think it actually specifies what country it is in. I'm assuming United States, just based on what I have seen thus far. But maybe it's not. So we have that option. Those are too expensive. 55,000. Where did I see that? No, it's that. Nope, nope. No, that's too expensive. We need something in like the 50,000 range. Maybe that that one Russian truck will work well for us. I don't know, because it'll do the job. Oh, it's a kind of a weaker truck, but it'll probably do the job, I think. I don't know. Tough choice. Tough choice. So, all right. So let's go ahead and rent the JCB. Front loader, is it? I don't know. Or is it in? No. Why would it be in tractors? Wheel loader. Why do I keep calling it a front loader? We want the JCB, which is slightly more expensive. So let's rent that for, I don't know, 4 hours too. Might as well make it a 4-hour deal. And I don't know. I'm assuming this works with it as well. I suspect. All right. And we also need a trailer as well. That would always help. So what we're going to do is let's just rent the in-game one like this and hope that we don't mess it up too much. 4, yes please. And what we'll do is we'll rent a truck. And which truck shall we rent? Not the Peterbilt, we get that often. Let's get the forestry edition. Let's rent this for 4 hours as well. Perfect. Alright, so let's go ahead and just reset these things. Ask them to deliver, I mean. They'll be very kind, I imagine, and deliver that. Like, that's it. Perfect. So this is the forestry edition of this truck. It's just a Peterbilt 379, but it's got bigger tires on it, so it looks a bit funny. But it is the forestry edition of the of this particular truck. So, whoop, whoop, whoop. Still learning how to brake, apparently. All right, so let's go to the appropriate location, which is just over here. And this should be... Now, I hope that the person who made this map has adjusted the... I hope they have adjusted the sell point in the sense that... Oh, actually, I didn't realize... This thing is pretty nice looking, actually. You can tell how often I've used it. Oh, but that's really gorgeous. The back of it's not so nice, but the front of it, wow, look at that. Yeah, this is like one of the implements I really didn't use much. I'm glad that attaches. That makes my life a bit, makes me feel a bit better. All right. Oh, there's not Crazy Pete, Uncle Earl, I think they call him in this map. So let's see how this works. Did they change the physics of this? I'm assuming they didn't. So let's not do what I just did there. And let's see if we can do this. Is it going to help to do it in cab? Probably not. Oh, maybe it will actually. That's pretty good visibility actually. A lot better than I thought I was going to get. Alright, so let's do... Where is it here? Open HUD. There we go. Let's do this. And that. I don't know if I've gotten all of them. Let's go forward a little bit. Ugh. Reasons why I don't do this very often. Although I'm sure if I watched Frito-Lay's do it, he probably would be able to be like, bing bang boom, done. Ah, it's not terrible, I guess. Now the question is, how easy is it going to be able to get into the truck itself? Actually, that's a fairly high reach. I think that actually that might be even higher than the in-game one, now that I think about it. It looks higher, actually. Quite a bit higher. Because I remember having problems, I remember, well, there you go. Hey. Not terrible considering how often I do forestry. But the problem you do run into a lot with forestry is the fact that you end up concentrating a lot, or you have to concentrate a lot. Well, for me at least. So when I try to, because it's not something I do often, I have to think about what I'm doing so I don't screw up so badly. But it is, it's not terrible. Let's go forward. And I don't know how many you could theoretically get all at the same time. Well, it's not terrible. Like, how many is that? 3? It's funny. If I time it right, sometimes you might hear the beeping sound from outside in the parking lot. Oh, there we go. You might hear the beeping sound from outside in the parking lot and in the game, but only if we're lucky. Yeah, they may have fixed this a little bit, actually. I don't know. I don't remember it being this easy. So maybe I have more patience now than I did before, or maybe it's just the fact that some of the updates that have happened over the course of Farming Simulator has made it a bit better. I don't know how much better, mind you, but it may be a bit better. So, ooh, there we go. Although I'm still not very good at loading that thing. As far as I know, or as far as I'm concerned, as long as I get inside the trailer, I'll be happy, basically. Because sometimes, not always, but sometimes it can be a real big pain to get that done. Alright. Nice. I don't know how many that is, but that's a good... So pretty darn good. What some people do actually is they actually just bring the buffalo and they just put it straight into the trailer as well. I've seen people do that before as well, and then just put it straight in. Although, interestingly enough, I was traveling in Northern Ontario last weekend, and one of the interesting things I saw was I saw quite a bit of woodlots actually, which is kind of interesting. And I saw not many front loaders actually, but I did see quite a bit of I don't know, you can call them. It was like trucks like this, but they had the crane on them, which I thought was kind of cool actually. I was like, oh, look at that. That's kind of what we use in Farming Simulator. So I thought that was pretty cool. Anyways, folks, what we'll do is let's just sell this load right now. Down at the you know what, lumber mill, sawmill. We'll sell this one load. Hopefully it'll be fine, and we'll see how much we get. I think what will happen is you actually get more if you chip it. I don't know actually. I think it might be the same. Let's check the price real quick of wood chips. Well, that's pretty good actually. $500, because the amount of wood chips we would actually get off this would probably be just a silly amount, I imagine, in comparison to, I don't know actually. I imagine it would be quite a lot, but in comparison to what we would get from doing this, I don't know. I'm not sure which is better. I know if you get I think there's a factory, like a type of building you can get, which turns them into planks, and then you get more money for them. But I have not fiddled with that. I would have to actually go and look for that specifically. Does that one thing still stay on there? Good, it is. But I'm not sure how much you actually get for that in comparison to other things, so I'd have to look that up. But I do like that JCB wheel loader. That's a really nice wheel loader, that's for sure. So it does a really good job. The nice thing about it is actually it can lift it. I don't think the Liebherr doesn't lift it quite as high, so getting it into the trailer is actually really easy in comparison to what the Liebherr used to be, because I don't think you could actually get, it was just a hair too short, so often you just run into problems trying to do it. Alright, so let's slow down a little bit here. And where is I think it's over here? Oh yes, there it is. It's just not very visible. Alright, now hopefully I can just drive through here. Perfect, yeah. So that trigger must be huge. So what do we have? 70, so that was like 20 grand or something like that. And do we get more money if we send this off? Let's just check. Because I think you used to. I don't know if you still do. So let's just check what our income was. Harvest income, 17,000. So we made 17,000. And let's see what happens. 17,000. And we're going to get how much more? One sec, coffee break. We'll wait for this to happen. Lovely coffee. So I made 17,000 from those trees. That was like, wasn't even a full load technically. 17,000. It's almost all the way gone. How much did we make? I'm waiting for the sound. Let's turn out the sound so I can hear it. Hey, an extra 10 grand, so that's 27,000 then, I guess. 34,000. Hey, that's pretty darn good. This is actually on hard too. Now that I think about it. Yeah. Okay, so that's on hard, and it still made that much. Okay, that's fine. Whatever. I can dig it. Alright folks, so what I'll do is I'll stop the episode there for now. I'm going to continue loading those logs a little bit right now, and then I think what we'll do is I'll hopefully next episode, so we'll see. I'll see about getting the rest of this little section dealt with, but not sure yet, but hopefully soon. Anyways folks, my name's Iain Robson. This has been another episode of Farming Simulator 2015 on Hard Working. I'll catch you guys later.